Serbian heat to the max. Yaman i MC Tone i DJ Sunny.
Yeah, and we're back. Dobro večer, dragi slušatelji. Ovo je Heat Radio. Thank you very much, DJ Sunny,
for
your intro mix. Imamo i posebnog gosta danas u kući. To je A&R, DJ, organizator, all things hip-hop. Čovjek sa najvećim CV-em na Balkanu, ako je u pitanju hip-hop. Uopće ne pretjerujem, s nama je u kući DJ Phat Phillie. Dobrodošao na Heat Radio, dobrodošao na Yamat FM.
Dobro večer svima, lijepi pozdrav. Lijepo je biti s vama, hvala Teo na pozivu, hvala Sani na pozivu. I nije teško imati dugi CV kad imaš toliko godina koliko ja.
Sretan 30. rođendan Blackouta i 50. rođendan hip-hopa.
Točno to. Ove godine slavimo 30 godina Blackouta, slavimo 50 godina hip-hopa, slavimo 30 godina Wu-Tanga i danas slavimo 8. mart.
Tako je, to definitivno.
Dan žena.
To ne smijemo preskočiti. Baš je nekako sjelo na ovaj dan da imamo intervju. Ja sam bio i na nekom dugom bolovanju i Phat Phillie je booked and busy i letiš uskoro i u New York koliko znam, tako da smo nekako sjeli na ovaj datum, ali to ne znači ni malo da ne čestitamo našim dragama i svim ženama dan žena.
To su to.
Evo, i by the way, ako već hoćete, mi smo na Heat Radio već imali female rap special i to kad nije bio dan žena. Nismo tu samo radi hype-a zbilja i digamo ženski hip-hop. No evo, da i tebe predstavim. Za mene je ovo zapravo full circle moment. Ja sam odrastao slušajući tvoj Blackout hip-hop radio show i kako sam se krenuo baviti s glazbom sam imao i priliku i biti tebi gost na emisiji. Danas si ti kod mene gost i to mi je velika čast i zadovoljstvo. Za početak bi otvorio razgovor sa jednom temom koja se u biti dotakla nas svih i koja je bila posebno teška za glazbenike, organizatore, DJ-eve, pa malo da damo i kontekst i podlogu ovome što će zapravo doći u budućnosti. Kako si proveo, znam koliko si uporan i koliko radiš, kako je bilo tebi za vrijeme covida kao organizatoru, kako si uspio izaći na kraj i sa svojom organizacijom i sa eventima i koliko je tu bilo i šokova u stvari, kako si to handlao?
Znaš šta mogu ti reći da moram biti iskren da sam uživao u odmoru. Nakon toliki dugi niz godina bez prestanka, ljeto, zima, noć, dan, naravno da nismo očekivali da će to biti te magnitude koja nam se dogodila, da ćemo biti skroz zatvoreni. Međutim, ja sam to iskoristio na način da se odmorim, da prođem kroz svoju veliku hip-hop kolekciju koju skupljam još od 84. kad sam prvi put čuo hip-hop na radiju 101 u emisiji Slavina Balena, Elektrofunk premijera. I onda sam počeo lagano, sam se malo posvetio više i obitelji, i kuhanju i druženju sa klincima, ali sam počeo digitalizirati svoje stare kazete, upravo te iste emisije sa Radio 101 koja je startala 31.7.84. Ja sam je ulovio tamo negdje u 9. ili 10. mjesecu iste godine, imao sam tada 8 ili 9 godina i onda sam svaki petak i kasnije ponedjeljak slušao tu emisiju, snimao i onda sam počeo digitalizirati te tejpove da ih sačuvamo, jer Slavinove emisije nisu dostupne nigdje na netu. Da. Apsolutno niti jedna nije bila ni na YouTubeu ni na Soundcloudu i ja sam sada je nekih 10 ili 12 emisija na mom Soundcloudu, DJ Phat Phillie, možete poslušati Slavinove rap emisije iz 80-ih, ono što je bilo zapravo vrlo raritetno tada u Europi, da bilo koja civilizirana zemlja ima hip-hop specijalizirani show, a kamoli jedna jugoistočna, socijalistička, u to doba i komunistička zemlja da ima progresivnu tako dobru emisiju kao što je bila Elektrofunk premijera, što zapravo pokazuje da nismo bili tako zaostali i tako zatvoreni, jer Slavin je imao prilike i putovati često i u Minhen, London i u Italiju u nabavku istih tih vinila koje je vrtio svaki tjedan. I onda sam na tim kazetama našao ne samo super informacije iz tog vremena, recimo imam kazetu iz 85. gdje Slavin najavljuje koncert grupe Sonic Youth u Kulušiću u Zagrebu. Američka kultna rock grupa. Onda imam tape iz 86. gdje Slavin kaže, ako se nađete u Londonu 19.7.86. Prvi veliki hip-hop festival UK Fresh 86, nastupaju ne znam, Afrika Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, World Class Wrecking Crew, Steady B, Roxanne Shante, Just Ice. I on najavljuje taj gig u Londonu 86. Vjerojatno je čitao iz nekog magazina. New Musical Express ili Melody Maker. I ja sam tu snimku kazete poslao organizatorima UK Fresh 86 koji su još živi. I postoje neke grupe na Facebooku baš koje su vezane za taj prvi veliki UK event. I poslali su mi reprint originalnog plakata za zahvalu.
Koji memorabilia.
Da, i onda sam na tim tejpovima zapravo našao zagrebački rap demo stvari iz tog vremena, koje su sve na engleskom, osim jedne iz 87. koja je bila na hrvatskom. Sve druge su na engleskom, jer se u Zagrebu i uopće u regiji repalo na stranom jeziku skroz do početka 90-ih, 92. 93. I onda sam dobio ideju da bi mogao složiti to u jednu kompilaciju, da obilježimo tu vremensku crtu zagrebačkog hip-hopa. Jer svi znamo da kad Blackout kreće 93. onda je sve manje više zapisano i dokumentirano. I kroz snimke i kroz i naše uspješne evente u Aquariu su spotove, izdanja, Blackout Project, veliki pozdrav DJ Frksu, mom partneru. I napravio sam taj tape koji se zove Zagreb Rap Demo 1985. do 92. Traje sat vremena i prije ljeta izlazi u obliku kazete, majice koje će pratiti imena tih grupa iz tog vremena i paketića Ziggy Rizli koji su bili pokrovitelji cijele ideje, i naravno izaći će na svim digitalnim platformama.
Naravno. Da bude zauvijek i zapisano.
Apsolutno. I to je nešto za što je COVID zaslužan, jer da nisam imao godinu dana, godinu i pol lockdowna, ne bi imao vremena jednostavno, jer to su bili sessioni po 12-13 sati dnevno. Onda sam davao tejpove samom Slavinu Balenu da mi digitalizirao sam dio kod Kool-Aida, a sada zadnja faza digitalizacija je kod Jana Kinčla u Cycle Studio.
Shout out Jan Kinčel.
Da.
Jako interesantno, u biti Blackout je napravio taj neki prvi veliki komercijalni boom u stvari i u skladu sa rapom 90-ih u svijetu općenito. Pratilo je u stvari tu struju gdje je rap postao aktualna stvar.
Mainstream.
Da.
Ali opet zadržao neki svoj underground zvuk, da.
Bio je raw. I zanimljivo je u stvari onda imate dokumentirano to razdoblje prije u kojem je to nekako kunjalo. Ipak ti koji si bio DJ i jedan od susnoivača Blackouta si dobio tu ideju ipak još i prije od Slavina Balena.
Apsolutno, to je prva generacija.
I ti si tu dobio taj passion prema hip-hopu i prema tom soundu.
Apsolutno, i to pokazuje da je Zagreb bio i ostao glavni grad za hip-hop u regiji. Zašto je u Zagrebu ta industrija, odnosno i eventi, i grupe, i DJ, i radijske emisije poput ove, i Blackouta i nekih drugih su zaživjele, je upravo zbog toga što smo imali foundation, imali smo dobre temelje koji su udareni već 84. dolaskom Radio 101 i dolaskom breakdance filmova u zagrebačka kina. Breaking 1 i 2 i Beat Street filmovi su se pojavili, sva 3 velika filma su se pojavila iste godine u zagrebačkim kinima, 84. Ja sam čak nedavno nabavio i originalne plakate iz tog vremena kinematografa Zagreb. I tu je nastala ta neka velika breakdance manija, a Slavin Balen je hranio to tjedno sa svojom radijskom, sa svojom muzom i sa radijskom emisijom, informacijama koje u to doba nismo mogli nigdje dobiti. I sretan sam da sam na tim tejpovima zapravo na puno tih kazeta snimao i njegovu priču. Jer muza je danas uvijek ista. Mentronic sad ćeš čut na YouTube-u i u Slavinovoj emisiji, ali onu priču između pjesama di Slavin čak di on priča o tom vremenu i ponekad i čitane poruke za večernji list i kad čuješ teme o kojima govori, i to je jako, jako interesantno i mislim da ću početi izrazivati dijelove kratke sa tih kazeta i stavljati ih online da ljudi koji ne stignu poslušati cijelu emisiju poslušati bar reklame iz tog vremena, da jednostavno dobiju ideju kako se živjelo i koliko smo zapravo bili vezani za radio kao mediji, jer smo tu zapravo po prvi put čuli neke interesantne i krucijalne stvari za nas.
Definitivno, jako interesantno i vjerujem da će biti interesantno i za mlađe generacije. Ovo što imamo danas isto nije došlo ni od kud, svi smo mi povukli neka utjecaja od onih prije, kako ja od tebe na primjer, tako i ti od Slavina.
Od Slavina.
Slavin isto od nekoga, on je, koliko se ja sjećam, ako dobro znam, prosti Slavina, ako nisam dobro rekao, ali koliko ja znam, on je bio bubnjar ili perkusionista u rock bandu.
Da.
I znači to je u biti isto još ta ljubav prema ritmu dolazi od rock and rolla i u stvari imam nekakav dojem da je to sve isti gospel, samo svaka generacija da neki svoj novi ritam, novi sound, novi cycle krene.
Apsolutno. Veliki šarat Slavinu Balenu s kojim sam u jako dobrim odnosima. Trebamo se vidjeti u petak, dati jedan intervju za Glazbu HR povodom 50. godišnjice hip-hopa i ovu kazetu koju sam spomenuo predstavljamo nas dvojica. Ja sam je osmislio i realizirao, ali je inspiracija i ideja došla od njega i snimaka koje je on svirao u eteru između 1985. i 1992.
Definitely. Ajmo malo poslušati te trake, imam ih tu. Biće jako interesantno, malo vremeplov da ljudi vide kako su hrvatski izvođači radili hip-hop.
Na engleskom
na engleskom srednjih 80-ih godina. Ko su bili, na primjer, Different Organization?
Different Organization je ekipa koja je aktivna i dan danas, naravno ne kao Difo, već dio Difa je danas poznat kao Astralis. To je tehno ekipa koju sačinjavaju Damir Ludvig, u to doba MC Vumah, i Goran Vlajić i danas DJ Go Cat. Oni su u grupi imali još nekoliko članova, tu je bio i Fresh J, DJ Fresh J, naš DMC šampion početka 90-ih, tu je bio Fritz i tu je bio Kik, koji je pomogao ekipi sa opremu u to doba. Kik je imao sve ritam mašine i samplere. Oni su se pojavili 90-te, objavili nekoliko demo singlova koji su se svirali isključivo u emisiji Repetek Slavina Balena i nikad nisu izdali album. Na ovom tejpu sam ih uključio sa 3 stvari. Jednu ćemo poslušati sad, a ono što je vrlo interesantno da sam našao originalni dat sa svih 9 ili 10 pjesama iz 90. i moj sljedeći projekt će biti Difo album iz 90. na vinilu, koji nikad nije objavljen. Tako da ćemo zapravo dobiti i još širu sliku onog što se radilo u Zagrebu krajem 80-ih i početkom 90-ih.
Bomba. Krenut ćemo onda sa Different Organizationom, On the Jack Moves iz ove pjesma. Nakon nje ćemo poslušati Silent Bomb.
Silent Bomb je jedan demo projekt Darka Juranovića, Dinaka iz grupe E.T. Dinak i Boytronic su osnovali E.T. tamo negdje 87. godine i počeli bacati rime na zagrebačkim ulicama da bi imali kratki beef negdje krajem 88. i 89. Darko osniva svoju grupu Silent Bomb i izdaje samo jedan single kao Silent Bomb koji se zove Detroit Shakedown, na kojoj Michael Čović iz Detroita svira gitaru, zato se zove Detroit Shakedown. Skrečeve radi DJ Furious i Dinak je uz još jednog MC-a je vokal na toj stvari i bio je zaslužan za produkciju i čini mi se da je ta stvar možda i najbolja na cijeloj Zagreb Rap demo kompilaciji i dolazi iz 89. Ono što je interesantno, našao sam i press release za tu pjesmu iz 89. Imam originalni press release, veliki šat Grgi Toksiku koji mi je to ustupio.
Vrhunski, onda ćemo krenuti sa te dvije stvari. Prvo Defo on the Jack Movie, on the Silent Bomb, Detroit Shakedown.
Yes.
Get in the Time Machine, vraćamo
89. i 90.
Tako je, bomba. Hvala vam na pozornosti, dragi slušatelji. Ovo je Hit Radio, sa mnom je DJ Phat Phillie i vraćamo se u 89. Let's go!
MC Tone i DJ Sceni on your 102.5 Heat Ride.
Yo, DJ Sceni, ain't it crazy that back in the 80s, they managed to get that close to what was going on in America with so little sources to get your music as well?
No, that's crazy. It shows the influence of hip hop, how powerful it was, man. Just the cadence and the voice, and sounding like it looked like he was. I don't know if you ever been to the States when he recorded that, but it's just like the influence, from so far away and abroad is incredible, man. And just hearing that, it's like full circle.
We get to grow up with internet and everything's at the tip of our fingers. They had a radio show, a few magazines, and you had to go travel for some records. Just the production on, especially the last song, man. The production is very tight.
The production, man. This whole sound. I feel like I'm back in the day and stuff like that.
Man. Shouts to D-Knock, aka Dr. Real, who's locked in right now. Sluša nas.
Shout out.
Pozdrav Darku. Shouts to Kick from different organization also checking out the show. And this is the tape, man. This is the first generation of rap that Zagreb had, and it was advanced for that time.
I was gonna say,
and they had an outlet, like people, like kids can send you demos. They had Slavin Balen to send demos to, and Slavin was the only guy these joints were played on. Maybe some other radio station here and there, but actually these records were done for Rap Attack. Yeah. And it's 60 minutes of music, so there's more joints. I want to give shout outs to MC Bebop Dodo, rest in peace, Silent Bomb, WFP, aka Wait for Progress, Fresh Style, Master Keops, aka Rainman, ET, in different organization. Pozdrav DJ Frksu. I to je taj, that's the tape, man.
Yeah.
And now we know that hip hop started in Zagreb in 1984.
No, that's amazing. But you know what's incredible too about the show? We always play new stuff too, but we always remember, we always pay tribute to why we here. What brought us to this point. So just having you and just playing that music is just
this is historic. This is very important. A lot of these tapes are forgotten. A lot of this music worldwide is probably not available anymore. Because this was never released on any type of plastic.
Right?
This was all just demo tapes that were delivered to the station on cassette tape or reel-to-reels. And a lot of these boys moved a few times, and they don't have it no more. I was able to get that tape from Default. So the Silent Bomb is a rip from Slavin Balen's radio show. So we had to remaster it, restore it, add some boom to it. So it sounds, but it's still, you're not gonna, it's not a Wi-Fi thing. I mean, hi-fi thing. It's definitely a Wi-Fi thing, but it's not a hi-fi thing. It's more like a document of the time and place, right. And you have to remember that, it was still Yugoslavia, so Croatia was just about to come a couple of years after, so these boys You know, a lot of them are still in the music, but these boys were ahead of their time, and we have to thank one guy for inspiring them, and that's again Slavin Balen.
Kicking doors, man.
You know, waving the 4/4s.
Yeah. But I was gonna say,
He's
man,
always quick with them.
Yeah, I was about to say. Man, I got a question for you, man. For somebody that accomplished so much out here, you know, and even internationally, like, what keeps you going now?
Man, the music, man.
Music.
I mean, not so much the new music. I must say I'm a little, you know, nostalgia kicked in with me crazy as I'm getting older. I'm sort of like not moving forward with music, but I'm kind of like going back because there's so much music that wasn't available. Yeah, it wasn't available for us.
Yeah.
So you know, like, and then you want to, once you master your hip hop, you want to know where hip hop came from and what are the samples and what are the breaks, and so I'm into that, man. And it's just finding that, you know, Zagreb or ex-Yugoslavia or Croatia was connected to the hip hop world in more ways than we think it was. Like I said, you know, the third partner of Sugar Hill Records was Mladen Mladenovic, aka Milton Malden, a Yugoslav a diplomat in New York. You know, so he was there in '79 when Sugar Hill Records dropped Sugar Hill Rapper's Delight. So, you know, for me to know about that, I have that information through my first door neighbor, Papa Sanovic,
Yeah.
who's a famous Hammond player for September and
Big shout out.
Grupa Time and solo artist. And just to be exposed to that from me being like 8, 9, you know, that heroin is still in my blood.
Yeah, I feel like knowing you even outside of this, and it's crazy how much information, hip hop information, you give me. Being over here and just even hip hop in the States, I feel like you're like a hip hop historian, right? I feel like you should be teaching a course.
Hey man, you know,
but hip hop.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Idea is to create a Zagreb hip hop museum and a cultural center where we can have a hub for old and new.
Yeah.
And I have been, for some reason, I knew I had to keep my shit. You know, like I knew I had to keep the tapes, record the tapes, keep the posters.
Yep.
You know, keep the flyers, T-shirts.
Yep.
You know, I even have my old tape deck from 1984. My pops bought me, so I kept everything. And then you know, when you look at some of these memorabilia, it takes you back in time, and then you sort of like don't forget about certain things.
Yeah.
But I study hip hop, man. I read the books. I travel the world. I speak to people. I met all of my heroes.
Yes.
You know,
Is it true when they say don't meet your heroes?
Yeah, most of the time. But you know what? Like I never came off left field. Like I came off as part of the culture.
Yeah.
So I always get my props and respect, and I love it, man. And it's so dope because I fully understand the music and the culture that was not necessarily ours, you know, but we embraced it. Mm-hmm. We gave it the finesse of the Balkan finesse.
Yep.
And it's still here, you know, and I love to see, you like, you know, these boys that we just heard, you know, they still active, man. They still got big studios, careers. You know, Astralis is celebrating like I think 30 years. Dinak has been doing magnificent stuff production-wise, internationally, domestically. You know, he had a huge career with E.T. in the 90s as a pop and dance group. But everybody's origin is hip-hop.
Hip-hop, right?
Yeah. So I love it. So that's the Zagreb Rap demo tape 1985-1992, available soon, you know, before summer for sure. Okay. We're going to do like a little party as well. I want to bring all the OGs to the club.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do a press conference and then have like a millennium picture with all of them. You know, a lot of them haven't seen each other in 25, 30 years, so I want to put everybody in the room.
Wow.
I sat down with everybody before the tape.
Yeah.
I found them all. And they, you know, apart from MCB Bob Dodo, who we lost last year,
okay,
I was able to meet him as well. Never met him, but I met him, you know, a couple of years ago. And he gave me his rhyme book from 1984 and his ID from 1984. So
wow. He entrusted that with
He gave it because he only rapped from like 84 to 86.
Okay.
And then he went to the army, and then when he came back from army, he wasn't interested in hip hop. He started doing some other music.
Okay.
But I have a couple of songs that he's done, and one of the songs is on my tape.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No.
Yeah.
As you're talking, and as you said that you're addicted to nostalgia as well, in terms of music and what you're going back on stuff that you missed out on or weren't aware of, or you're digging into the context, and you just made me realize that there's actually a whole market. Well, I must just call it a market. Let's say an audience of people who are actually, they know their hip hop, they've mastered it, but there's so much more behind what we were presented first. We all fell in love with Wu-Tang, we all fell in love with Pac, with Biggie, with the great artists, and then the less known artists like, I don't know, The Far Side or Tribe Called Quest were all greats. But when you really start digging into the culture, you start realizing there was so much good music that just didn't get a chance to pop because the gatekeepers, the industry, how much it costs to get music out, etc., all kinds of life stories that got in the way.
No internet.
No internet.
You had to get a physical copy.
Yeah.
A lot of them joints just came out on vinyl, limited pressings.
Yep.
Like I'm a huge collector of vinyl, and I produce vinyl now, for some international labels. And just to find some of the best 80s hip hop was never on any type of other format. So it was only 12 inches, and there's magnificent stuff that if you listen to some of the early rap, you can find inspiration in the De La took, Wu-Tang took, Biggie, big groups would sample, chop, use their routines like Cockharsh Brothers and Crash Crew and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Houdini.
They didn't grow on a tree. They grew up in that culture, and all those influences made them what they are.
Treacherous Tree, Kumo D, Busy B, all those groups, even the sequence that we just mentioned, and that's Angie Stone. They dropped the song in '79, man.
I didn't even know all this. Wow, the impact,
Yeah, so, but a lot of this stuff is available now, but you have to dig it. It's on YouTube. It's on certain digital platforms.
Yeah.
And there's a few historians that are talking about this era, trying to bring it to light. And I want to make sure that in this area, I not only connect the U.S. and us, but also bring light some of the stuff that Zagreb produced in that era. And like I said, Slavin Balin shows, radio shows are like gold.
Yeah.
For people that really love hip hop, even though they might not be familiar with the 80s style, but just to listen to Slavin produce his radio. I mean, we on the radio still, so it's relevant now, and he was mad relevant back in the day because he was the only source of information. Only one. Once a week, 45 minutes.
People dig.
Do you know that? And that tape would be played for the whole week.
Whole week, right? So the thing is, nowadays we live in the fast era where everybody gets instant information. Always people are listening to new music and getting, they listen to it and they're waiting for the next music. So it's like, I feel like what you're doing, with how you're talking about right now, is like, it's nice just to take a pause and just look back at what was accomplished and what people contributed,
If your sensibility and your aesthetics allow you that, but as we're getting older, you wanna go back and sort of like fill in the gaps. I had to fill in the gap to become a master. I can't move forward without knowing what was before. And now I can say I'm a master,
kung fu master,
hip hop master, Shaolin style, Bagua,
Bruce Phillie,
Bruce Phillie. Nah, it's dope. I'm excited, and this is the first time that we're playing this on the radio after 30-something years.
World premiere, man.
Darko doesn't even have his demo. I have it.
That's so dope, man. And definitely it's dope that this is documented, and whoever wants to feel nostalgic, even for upcoming generations, feel nostalgic for a time in history that they didn't even live, they can come and check it out.
No doubt.
I'm sure that could be very interesting, not just from a musical aspect, but also culturally, just to see how things develop.
You know what? Another thing that I was posting through COVID was Balen's announcements of US rap at the time. You know, like when he played EPMD for the first time. When he announced that, I would cut these little bits and pieces, add EPMD's pictures, and then post it like, yo, this is the first time Slavin played Public Enemy. You know, and he's like, new group on Def Jam. It was 87. Public Enemy, and he plays Silent Bomb, not Silent Bomb, but Time Bomb. And then Public Enemy picked it up and they reposted that. Yo, we were in fucking Yugoslavia in 87.
And then boom, a few years later.
And then in 94, they come and perform in the middle of the war.
Yeah.
They're here with Ice-T. So I would, cut those little bits and pieces to show the world that, Slavin was the guy. And he
pay respect.
He was giving us, the music that wasn't available in stores or anywhere else on the radio or any type of other media.
Yeah.
Definitely. Talking about music that is still not available or is difficult to obtain, there's practically, like we mentioned earlier, a whole market, a whole movement of hip-hop labels who are digging up music from the times and bringing them back to life.
True that.
Now, you are working with a label who has such a reputation, HHV Records from Berlin,
yes,
who are digging up records that they find are dope and should be heard by their audience. Again, newly pressed on vinyl. So tell me, how did that come to life? How did that happen? What are the connects? It's
crazy, I'm always collecting vinyl, and some of my parties I still bring out vinyl. Like we did a De La event recently to commemorate Dave, who passed away. Rest in peace.
Yep.
And then I said, I want Zagreb to be the city where we show love and respect to what De La contributed to the game and to my hip hop aesthetics. And then, I would bring vinyl. And I said, whoever had De La vinyl, they can bring it and play it, even if you were just a fan. So we had like a fun time. Sonny pulled up for a drink.
Yeah,
and Amerigo Gazaway as well. He was spinning a few joints.
Shout out. I would like to have him on the show as well.
Yeah, man, for sure. He lives in Zagreb. Group players. Shouts to my boy Bizzo. A couple of Kool-Aid. So HHV came up with this Boom Bap 45s, which is a 7-inch record that we're dropping every couple of weeks. And I wanted to get my hands on the joints. I always like to get my promo shit. So because I've done so much and I still have a relevant blog, blackouthiphop.com. So I was like, yo, if you send me the joints, I'll make sure that my audience hears about the release. So they started sending me the records, right? So I flew out to Berlin to meet with the boss of the label, and I was like, if you have any connections with the old rappers, my phone book is pretty extensive.
Yeah.
I can help you with certain things. And he was like, I'm covered. And we're launching this 90's Tapes label, which is a subsidiary of HHV. Mm-hmm. HHV is a huge vinyl distributor. Mm-hmm. They even have a clothing store. They have a record store. They're shipping ton of vinyl daily around the world. But this guy Ronald and another kid named Gordon, they started a sub-label, 90's Tapes, where they're gonna re-release some of the lesser-known 90's classics. And they started dropping them every couple of weeks, and I was like, wow, this is dope. And then I was trying to get my hands on them. So I was getting promo, I was showing love online, and then at one point Ronald was like, you know what, I need some help with MOP. I can't reach them. Can you make an introduction? So I helped him with MOP, and I helped him with another project, and he successfully locked it in. And then he was like, Philly, man, these are the projects that we can lock. Here is the list. If you can make that happen, I'm happy, to put you on board, as one of the team members. And then within like a month, I locked in like 6 projects, like quick, boom, boom, boom. Within like 3 days, I had like 2 already on the table. So for a year or so, I am the plug for 90's Tapes to reach out to these guys all over the US and even some in Holland as well. We're doing a project with a crew called 2 Out of Millions from Holland. Most of them are US. Most of them are guys that we, I am aware of, or I have their email or Instagram, or I have a previous relationship because I brought them to Zagreb or I played them on Blackout. But some of the guys I never knew about, so I have to be like a investigative reporter, do yellow pages, hit up daughters and sons. Some of the people are incarcerated, so I've been writing letters to jails to see if we can, because we need to get clearances. We need
absolutely.
to. So I've done over 15 projects already that are in the makings. We dropped 4 of my projects. Which are Real Live from New Jersey, Hard Knocks from the Bronx, Alterique, who's the ex-Beatnuts member from Queens, and The Bombs, BOMS, Brothers on the Madness from Oakland, California. So maybe we can drop a few records. These are like 90s joints that I played on radio, and it's love, like. We released it on vinyl, CD, and tape, limited editions. And if the record doesn't have a digital distribution, we offer digital distribution as well. But if it has a digital distribution, then we just do the physical product. And it's moving. It's a community now, and it's we got some dope stuff coming up. I really had to dig in the archives and dig in the the phone numbers.
You need to make a documentary about this, man.
Dude,
this is dope. This is like a show.
I went back to Berlin in December to have have another sit down with them and see how we can extend this into radios and podcasts and stories and so we're working on it. It's moving lovely, and I like to like some of these guys are not like into rap no more. Like some of these boys only dropped 1 album and vanished. Like Hard Knocks
happens.
Life happened. Record industry happened. They were not happy with it. So for this Hard Knocks project, which is MC Hardhead and DJ Hardhead. Never mind, it'll come back to me. The DJ name, Stoneface. They only have 1 album on Wild Peach Records from '92. Hardcore journalists was trying to find Hardhead for like 13, 14 years. They couldn't find him anywhere. Somehow I reached his daughter and I told her, listen, I got a check for Pops. Haven't called me. And she's like, yo, Pops is a Rolling Stone. He calls twice a year. But if he calls, I'm going to give him your info. Pops hit me within like 3-4 weeks.
Hear that check.
Yeah. And it was July last year. And last week we dropped it. It's called Hard Knocks, School of Hard Knocks, Heavy Bronx album from 1992.
Sounds dope. I've listened to the joints that you've passed on to me via email. This is really good hip hop. This is like you want to get 90s New York hip hop. This is the rawest of the raw, the stickiest of the icky.
And if you go on Discogs, you couldn't get Hard Knocks unless you pay like 80 to 100 euros for a record. Wow. So we are doing joints that are sought after. We're not gonna drop a record that you can buy for $2. No, we're dropping records that are like sought after. They're nowhere to be found. So collectors can finally get their hands on. And I'm getting an A&R credit on the record now, so my name is on that album on the re-release, which is more than a check because it stays forever. So I get my A&R credit along with Gordon and Ronald, and it's like a passion project of mine. And my wife be seeing me 3 a.m, like digging, like, oh, this guy, like on YouTube, like, yo, how can I find a friend of a friend? Tell your homie to hit me up. I want to do this. So now I'm just I can't say it, but there's so many dope stuff, shelf things that are unreleased. Like even projects that were supposed to be on some of the major labels that major labels ditched. So we're doing that from the gate now, and people are pulling up that tapes and sort of like it gives me that Zagreb rap demo feel again. But just on an international level. I love it.
And all that hard work is paying off when you see your name on the credit. You're like,
dude, and I wasn't asking for it. He was like, you know what? We gotta add your name, bro, because you brought this to us.
It's only fair.
We wouldn't be able. I like the way Germans work. They professional. My money comes through. I get my UPS package. I get my tapes. I get my CDs. I get my wax. And we keep it moving. Yeah.
Shout out Germany.
Should we play a couple of joints and then come back maybe and speak about some of the events for the 50 years of hip hop?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
I was just about to say.
Maybe start with Hard Knocks, or you have somebody. You have a different.
No problem, bro. I can shift it back up. I had Alterique first, but Hard Knocks is maybe a better place to start, just time wise.
Yeah.
Chronologically.
Yeah, 92, man. Wild Peach Records originally. The crew out of Bronx, and I have the original vinyl. Like, I was in Munich in 1992 and I bought it at World of Music.
Wow.
And I have been a fan of this record forever, and to have my name on the reissue is fucking classic.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Hard Knocks. Blow to the head. Let's see what that's about.
This is crazy. Yes, here we are at the time. Originalno izašao 1996. za Priority Records iz Los Angelesa. Prije toga smo slušali, čini mi se, Real Live sa albuma The Turnaround za Big Beat Atlantic etiketu stvar Pop the Trunk. Imali smo Alterique Crime Pays sa albuma Got Connections za Correct Records iz 96. I počeli smo sa Hard Knocks, Wild Peach etiketa 92. i Blow to the Head. MC Hardhead i DJ Stoneface, produced by the Spear Chuckers.
Delicija za ljubitelji.
Apsolutno. Još možete, Alterique je sold out, Bombs are sold out, Real Live is sold out, but you can find a few more copies of Hard Knocks because it was just released on Thursday.
Okay.
Tapes fly first.
Da.
Then wax fly, and then you can still buy like a copy on CD. There's a few CDs floating around, and you go to hhv.de, and then 90s, find 90's tapes, and then you have like a list of records they dropped. These are the 4 projects that I was involved with, but they have another 25-30 projects before I came on board, like dope stuff, Juggernauts and Alcoholics and Hard to Obtain, like really obscure dope hip hop. Adigio, like a lot of dope shit. Even Main Source and Lost Boys and Keith Murray, some of the more known joints, but they've been doing a lot of great work, man. And you know what? And they take care of the artists, which is most important. Like,
it's a fair deal.
The artist gets the check, and they get the product. They can give to the friends and family or sell if they want.
That must feel great for an artist as well. Just like it just comes around the corner when you least expect it, and
you don't have to do nothing about it. For the music that you've done 30 years ago. You don't have to put in no work and stuff. It's done. Like it's amazing, and I became friends with some of them. I didn't know most of them I didn't know.
It does a bit of justice to their work.
Absolutely, man. A lot of them are just doing other jobs. Like D-Wise is a barber. My man Alterique, he does construction and Airbnb rent. K-Def and he's still a producer from Real Live. And I don't know what my man MC Hardhead does. I know he reads mad books and travels the US, but he's not he's not a active rapper no more. But he was so hard on that Blow to the Head, and the whole album is just amazing. I wish we could just play more joints, but time is just hard on the boulevard.
Definitely, man. And we were gonna play another female artist today.
It's only right.
International Women's Day.
Yes, sir.
It's only right. Where you have a special announcement.
Man, nešto što mi je bila želja već zadnjih 4-5 tjedana, gledam kako da je dovedem u Hrvatsku. Jer od 100 repera koje sam doveo u Zagreb, nisam doveo ni jednu žensku repericu u Zagreb. Doveo sam ih na Fresh Island, Eve, Iggy Azalea, you know, a lot of different female MCs were at Fresh Island. Radiga was in Hacienda i Vodicama, but I never had nobody in Zagreb. And then I wanted to do this date May 6th, and there's already 2 or 3 big rap events on that date in Zagreb, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna fucking do it. You know, I don't want to beef with nobody, or, you know, people have, you know, I want people to come and support my. I onda sam nazvao prijatelja Poncija u Čakovcu.
Shout out Poncije.
Poncije je DJ i glazbenik iz grupe ima mali blok, ali doći će mi High Fidelity Orchestra sa svojim burazima, i odnedavno je šef turističke zajednice grada Čakovca, i prije nekoliko dana me nazvao i rekao, znaš šta, htio bi dovesti neke cool imena internacionalno u Čakovec. Pa smo razgovarali o Nori Jones, o Roy Ayezu, o Jazzy Bill iz grupe Soul to Soul, o nekim drugim jazz, funk, soul izvođačima hip-hop. I ja sam rekao, Poncije, šta misliš o Bahamadiji? Dan prije u Salzburgu, u petak, subota je free i odlazi doma. Znaš, nijedan artist ne želi otići iz Evrope u subotu, jer subota je money day. I on je rekao, probaj, bilo bi sjajno. Ja sam se javio njenom DJ-u, mom dobrom prijatelju i menadžeru njenom DJ Eclipse-u, koji ima radijsku emisiju Rap is Out of Control na Sirius XM radiju u New Yorku, inače je član grupe Non-Fiction, La Coca Nostra i dio Rocksteady Crew.
Non-Fiction, by the way, kako dobar
strašan band, da. I Eclipse i ja smo dogovorili tako da Bahamadija dolazi u Čakovec 6.5. Mislim da će zastupiti u sklopu Čakovečkog Burger Festa, koji se slučajno dešava u isto vrijeme i uspjeli smo nekako povezati to, iako smo je bukirali prije nego što smo znali da je Burger Fest. I s prigodom 8. marta najavljujemo ekskluzivno, još ugovori nisu potpisani jer je tek jučer dogovoreno, ali sve je zapravo uglavljeno. Danas smo se čuli mailom. Bahamadija, koja je inače članica Gangstar Foundation, Guru je bio izvršni producent prvog albuma, DJ Premier također je producirao ovu stvar koju ćemo slušati. Dolazi iz Filadelfije, surađivala je blisko sa grupom The Roots, bila je na Jazzmetez albumu Gurua pokojnog, i mislim da je to taj neki jazz, hip-hop, funky sound koji smo i mi dosta promovirali u emisiji Blackout i svirali je u klubu, i vidimo se u Čakovcu, i drago mi je da malo decentraliziramo ostatak Hrvatske, i da nije baš sve u Zagrebu, nego da i Čakovec i ta regija oko Varaždin mogu vidjeti jednu stvarno autentičnu, pravu rap damu.
Apsolutno. Bahamadija, ako ne znate, definitely check it out, ali mislim od ekipe koji sluša ovo emisiju da definitivno znaju ko je Bahamadija, i sa radošću ćemo pustiti sada Bahamadija, True Honey Buns, that freak shit.
Yeah, man. Produced by DJ Premier.
On your 102.5.
True Honey Buns, Bahamadija, Heat Radio, Yamat FM.
That's hot.
Kakva stvar.
Kakva stvar.
May 6th. So we all relocating to Čakovec. It's gonna be probably outside, so Tone will be alright with it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm coming.
Eating that burger.
Yes.
That good Čakovec. Pozdrav Tomi Karamatiću, pozdrav Marku Palfiju, još jedan put veliki šat Filipu Horvatu, a.k.a. Poncije. Bahamadija 6.5. u Čakovcu. Više informacija uskoro na blackouthiphop.com i na svim našim socijalnim mrežama.
Apsolutno, i mi ćemo isto šerati. Dakle,
please.
Možete nas sve zapratiti. Mi smo na Instagramu @heat.radio, vrlo jednostavno. Imate i Yamat FM, @yamat.fm, @blackouthiphop.com, na Instagramu i na Faceu.
Točno to. Možda možemo odraditi mali intervju sa Bahamadijom dok smo u Čakovcu da imate za emisiju. Jer ona će ostati u Hrvatskoj 2 dana. Ostaće cijela subota i nedjelja. Ponedjeljak odlazi doma. Odlučili su u nedjelju ostati malo iskulirati. To je lijepa vinska regija, da malo probaju vina i pojedu nešto dobro i bit će
svjesni. Kad su već u Europi da malo i vide...
Točno to. To sam im prodao sam im priču.
Super, Phillie. Kome si još prodao priču? Šalim se. Šta se još događa?
Uz moje ženi.
Šta se još događa? Šta još imaš u planu? Sigurno imaš puno toga još za reći.
Sad smo odradili, u Bizo ja i Retro Flavor smo odradili u subotu službeni warm-up party za Wu-Tang Clan u Pločniku. Imali smo Wu-Tang special prigodom njihovog nastupa na Exit festivalu između 6. i 9. 7. u Novom Sadu. Exit slavi 50 godina hip-hopa, dovode Wu, dovode Bolesnu braću i mene iz Zagreba, Smoky Mardeljano, Ice Grutin, BG Funk, Prti BG i masa drugih mlađih trap izvođača koji će nastupiti. Pregovaramo se još jednim velikim DJ imenom da nastupi također na tom main stage-u između 6. i 9. 7. Vidimo se, to će biti centralna regionalna proslava 50. rođendana hip-hopa u Novom Sadu na velikom Exit festivalu, gdje imam prilike nastupiti 2 godine za redom.
Grab your tickets.
You grab your tickets right now, man. 31.3. Ovog mjeseca Bizo i ja se vraćamo u najseksi zagrebački klub Peti Kupe, gdje imamo rezidenciju pod imenom Vibe Zone. Dovodimo jednu mladu parišku DJ-icu Tisha C, koja je nastupala nekoliko puta na Fresh Islandu. Tisha C dolazi iz Pariza i bit će nam gošća na Vibe Zonu 31.3.
Na koji dan to pada?
To pada na petak. Vibe Zone koncept je classic and new flavors, like sve od klasike do današnjeg sounda. Ovo nam je 3. po redu. Sljedeći datum nam je 19.5. i tu bi trebali imati jedno malo zvučnije DJ ime iz Los Angelesa. I to je to. Još nešto evenata se dešavaju tijekom sljedećih mjeseci, i naravno ljeto pregovaramo, zapravo dogovorili smo suradnju sa Diamond klubom na Krku u Malinskoj, gdje s ekipom dolje razgovaramo o nekakvoj ljetnoj rezidenciji, stranim gostima, ali o tome kad dođe vrijeme.
O tome kad dođe vrijeme, sve ste već čuli, gdje možete zapratiti Phat Phillie. Gledate nas i na YouTube-u, shout out svima, like, subscribe i sve to. Sve možete pratiti na našim društvenim mrežama. Hvala i shout out Rooftop TV-u, a.k.a. Sukre, koji je ovdje zadužen za video produkciju. Zbilja radi sjajan posao, to izgleda jako profi.
I Zagi mu je bio gost nedavno.
Shout out Zagi. I evo, hvala ti Phat Phillie što si bio kod nas na emisiji. Kao što sam rekao ranije, skroz na početku ovog showa, ovo je za mene zbilja full circle moment i mi smo tu radi glazbe, mi smo tu radi ljubavi prema hip-hopu. Mi uglavnom furamo noviju glazbu i mlađe izvođače, ali definitivno mi ne bi bili tu i to ne bi bilo to bez da damo respekt i propse onima koji su nama isto otvorili put i nas isto kako se kaže, also infected us with the virus, with the hip hop virus.
Yeah. Of course, man. I mean, and it's always good to sort of like go back, and especially when there's a story connected to it, you know. And this is connected to Zagreb. This is connected to me, to Blackout, to the foundation of hip hop here. This is connected to Slavin Balen, DJ Frks. So it makes sense, and it needs to be heard on a platform such as this one.
Yeah,
definitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, guys, man. You know,
put it on the game.
Yeah, man. We've been hanging out. We go hang out.
Yeah.
And let's keep it moving. Thank you guys for supporting hip hop, and congrats on the success.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And you know, Godspeed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
More to come.
As we continue to spread the gospel.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
When we started the show, when Phat Phillie found out that we have the show,
Yeah.
he came to us in Pločnik it was, and he just said to us, "Spread the gospel."
Yeah. Definitely.
And it made me think about it. You know what? This is all from the gospel, and hip hop music is just a continuation of what the gospel is. So
we need more of this, man. Like I couldn't be the only radio show,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like I wanted other stations, and because we all moving differently, but we all moving for the same cause.
Yes.
So it's dope, and thank you for the support. Sceni has been coming to the events.
Yeah.
We've been having discussions and talks, and
Definitely.
and I want to know what's new too, because I told you, like, I've been infected with the nostalgia virus myself.
Yeah.
So I want to know what's new,
Yes.
just so I know how to move around. You know, not just younger folks, but just to know what's popping.
Yeah.
You know,
What's current.
because I was, Fresh Island and all of that stuff, and I've been, a booker and partner in Fresh Island, so we were all about the new music.
Yeah.
So that kept me
In
going.
tune.
Yeah, in tune and going with the new stuff. But now, Fresh Island is a little hiatus because I'm more focused on my passion projects.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the legacy of hip hop, the celebration of 50 years of some of the greatest things that has that the earth has seen,
Dope.
and the culture has seen. So yeah.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much,
it.
DJ
Thank
Phat Phillie.
Thank you, brother.
DJ Phat Phillie is in the house.
Yes.
No doubt.
No doubt. Evo, i za kraj emisije, dragi slušatelji, hvala vam što ste bili uz nas i uz 102,5 FM. Nastavljamo sa DJ setom Phat Phillia, 808 session iz Medike.
Da.
Jako znalački set.
2012 čini mi se.
Je.
Live iz kluba, da.
Da, ima tu na početku malo više instrumentalnog hip-hopa.
Da.
Onda tu leti
Svega i svačega.
svega i
Preslušaj si.
svačega, ali jako dobar flow, jako znalački. Uživajte u narednih 40 minuta njegovog seta. Usput ispričavamo se Dino Miliću što će malo kasniti njegova
Dino.
playlista. Ali
To je stari kolega sa 101.
Vjerujem da nam neće ovaj put zamjeriti, vratit ćemo nekak to. I naravno ostanite i uz njegovu playlistu. Dino Milić je glazbeni znalac, samo takav. Hvala vam na pozornosti, hvala vam na praćenju i online i na YouTube-u. Like, share, subscribe, sve već znate. I zapratite nas na društvenim mrežama. Ja sam vaš host MC Tone Tomorrow. Na Ones and Twos je nas bio DJ Sceni, Phat Phillie. Evo za kraj, hvala još jednom.
Yes.
Let's go!
Intenzivna vrućina. Heat. Samo na Jaladu.